Welcome to our daily horrors. I'm Meeka Nomicon, and today we're going to be playing through the game Home, where we're awakened by a storm to find ourselves in a building we do not know, and now we need to find a way to escape. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. Oh my head! Where was I? It was so dark. There was something by my feet. A flashlight? Oh, there is light. Delightful. Okay. Just whereabouts am I? Is this blood? I don't know. Okay, we're gonna go this way. That house. Where was I? That is a good question. What is this? There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? And I'm taking there's no ID there. Ah, it's a cat that doesn't like me, I understand. Is there anything else I can interact with? We're gonna keep going in this room for a little while, see? Oh, there's a drip. This house seems... Oh, that's cool. I can go up or down. Oh, many books. Do I need the many books? No, but apparently I can interact with the computer. The desk had a computer and some papers on it, and a single drawer. I didn't want to snoop, but did I open the drawer? But of course! We're trapped in a weird location with no memories. We're going to open everything. Receipts, pens, and a blurry photo. Looks like a store of some kind. Why did this look so familiar? I don't know. I didn't get to see it. Oh, that seems like a lot of blood. Blood on the wall. It smelled fresh and sickening. I realized there was blood on my shoes and pants. Oh man, I had to get out of there. Oh man, did we commit a murder? Did we do a killing? Have we deadened a person? Well, that's quite unfortunate. Well, maybe I can find a bathroom, rinse it off before... I hope I walked and just didn't fall down those stairs. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg, I wondered. All I could really recall was coming home, seeing Rachel. I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. Why did Rachel look afraid? What did we do to Rachel? Oh, there's a rat! A thin, grey mouse was stuck in a trap. It looked frantic, but exhausted. Did I free it? Yes, why not? I'm sure that's not going to have any repercussions later on, right? See, I saved a life, so even if I did commit a murder, I'm morally in the clear now. A collection of rusty tools. These looked like they'd seen a lot of use and were caked in damp-smelling dirt. Why weren't they in the shed? Why can't I take them with me, more like? Do I not need a weapon? Have I already committed the killing so I don't need to do another now? I found a picture of a couple. It looked like it'd been moved a lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. Did I push the switch? Yes! I'm yes man today, that's all I can say. We must say yes to everything. It depressed smoothly into the wall. I heard a faraway click somewhere. Oh, that's good to know. I will discover what that did later. Since I'm not allowed to take any weaponry. Quite unfortunately. I wonder if I was supposed to leave the mouse trapped so the rat could find it. Possibly. I mean, it's far too late now that mouse is gone. Ooh, I can look at the bookshelf. The shelf was full of books on local history and hunting. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. Is this all you got to say? Okay. Well, we shall continue to explore. Why did that sound like a bowstring or something? Am I about to get shot? An old dining table covered in dirty dishes with two people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor bottles among the dishes. The smell was turning my stomach. So, was this actually our house and we just don't remember? A black and white photo looked like the man upstairs and his wife. I guess there was no reason for me to keep this. Did I take it? As I said, we're taking everything. I slipped the photo into my pocket. Maybe this would help me find some answers. Maybe it would. But then again, all I know is we must collect everything. Okay. I swear, it just sounds so much like we're falling down these stairs. No wonder we're limping. We keep injuring ourselves. I looked like hell. My clothes were dirty and torn, and there was mud caked all over my shoes. The bathroom was spotless. Everything had been wiped to a sheen. I wondered if it was the man's wife who did the cleaning, or him, or maybe us, after we did a murder in here. Look, I'm just gonna keep spitting conspiracies, okay? I'm saying it now. Everything in this game, I'm going to relate to us doing a killing. There was a photo development tray lying on the floor. Some leftover negatives were sticking out, but they were pretty blurry. I thought I saw what looked like treetops. Okay, wait, was that the only useful bit of information in this entire bathroom? That's a disappointment. You were useless. Oh wait, never mind. The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I knew I had to find another way out. You know, I'm not confident we're finding any way out. I think we're gonna die here. Well, that was a loud bang. Is someone hiding in this bathroom? Did someone give an almighty thunk? No? Well, okay then, if you're sure. I shall continue to be nosy in another area. I'm pretty sure it was oh dear. The door was taped up and seemed to be stuck. By the smell, I guessed it led to the kitchen. Well, I must find my way in. Can I get the tools to find my way through that door? The switch in the wall appeared to have unlocked the door. See, my nosiness and desire to touch everything paid off. I now had an open door that apparently leads down into the cellar. Well, down we go. The box looks heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I had found a way out. I must have moved it, right? Sure, we can try again. I heaved the box forward, and it finally gave. Yes, I have found a way out. You cannot keep me here. There was a ladder going underground. Where the box was, a dank smell arose from the passage. Did I climb down the ladder? Why not? I looked again at the photo I found in the house. The couple looked distant, like they didn't want to be in the same picture. I wondered where the wife was. My leg was in terrible shape, but I had to get out. Okay. Oh, what is this already? Footprints in the dirt. Look like more than one kind. And a lot of traffic. Ah. Well, it's good to know people go this way. It potentially means I'm not going to get buried alive. Places all over were marked on the old map of town. The industrial area near the river, various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station. Interesting. Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They were all about murders in town over the last few years. Wait! There were photos. Photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more. I tried to find some kind of information. Wait, are you saying we're being watched? Have I just found a killer's lair? A work table, covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? Yes, you did. Well, you hated guns. You also hated the idea of dying, so you're going to take the gun, you're going to aim the gun, and you're going to shoot the gun. I tucked the small handgun into my pocket. Its weight was somehow reassuring. See, I'm just everyone's local Meeka telling you how to live, how to survive. I don't put up with anyone's shenanigans about morality. Nope, we survive. It was so dark down there, and the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? This is a dungeon, my good sir, I would gather. The desk looked old and was caked with grime. On it was a stack of old, faded paper, covered with what looked like names. They were scratched out, and illegible notes were written beside them in faded blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. He, F, A, L. So are these all names? Because like the first one could be Heather or something. None of it made any sense to me. Well, I mean, I'm gonna guess it's names. Oh, what is this? Some kind of homemade rack, slung together with poorly cut rope and wood. It was caked with old blood. Somebody didn't actually use that, did they? Oh, they be hooks. Oh, is this where you hang the bodies? Rusted hooks, like the kind you'd find in a butcher, hung from the ceiling. They looked pitted and worn from heavy use. That man upstairs, did he do this? I'm not convinced we didn't do it. To be perfectly honest, maybe we're just suffering from amnesia. Crudely made shelves. They looked like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. The labels were worn and slick, but I could still see the warnings. Okay, newest prediction. This is a murderer's hideout where he killed and then melted his bodies. It looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom. Something wet. Something like blood? Do I want to go down or do I want to go through the door? Let's go down first while we're here. I might regret this. I might need to go back up. Actually, yeah, we might go back up first. But we're already down here. We might as well explore a little bit. Some kind of old boxes. They looked like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remembered throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the hell were they doing there? Do I need to go back up and check the other door first? What kind of noise is that? Is that bats or something? Oh, actually, I don't know what sound bat. This seems like a swarm of bats. I knew it! I don't know if I should have scared them like that. I remembered noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. I don't remember if I jumped down there. If I found another way. Oh, curses. Oh no. I've missed a door now. Damn, can I go back up? It looked to be a long way. No, don't do it. Maybe there was some other way to get down there without risking any more injury to my leg. No, let's face it, we're probably going to jump down there. But first, we need to go back upstairs and check the door that I missed. I wonder if me scaring the bats is going to have any repercussions. They're kind of creepy. Well, at least the bats didn't scare me off the ladder and break my legs. Okay, so we'll go through here first, just to make sure there's nothing we needed. Oh, is this a skeleton? There looked to be bones half dug into the ground, and the remains looked old. The faded clothes that stuck up amongst the dirt looked familiar. They looked like they were clothes that the woman was wearing in the photo I found. Was this the man's wife? Oh, she be deaded. Just one question. What happened to my wife? Okay, now, I don't think I can take this, can I? The smell in that room was like old grease and rot. I wasn't getting any closer to finding anything useful. Okay, no, I really can't take that. I don't think I can take anything. I was getting more nauseated the longer I stayed there. I felt sick and weak, like I hadn't eaten for days. Okay, well, the only thing we've got left to do is jump. I find myself okay with this. I mean, that's the worst that could happen. I mean, sure, I may break my leg. I may become immobile and suffering a lot of pain. Oh, and apparently I can just walk over the gap. Oh, there's another door here. What was that? Why were you whispering in my ears? There was a rope hanging there. I wasn't sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? Yeah. Maybe the rope would make that broken ladder easier to descend. Oh, hi. Were you the one whispering in my ear? Are you my wife? Did I kill you? Did I kill all of you? I'm going with yes. I'm seen to be being hunted, so it would make sense. The rope I found would have let me climb down the broken ladder safely. Did I climb down? Yes. I could hear a faint hum, and the smell from before started to get worse. Oh no. Am I about to find some decomposing bodies? Even worse than the half-vivid skeleton and the woman I found within the walls. A bunch of old newspapers weak pasted together. A message had been hastily smeared on it. Keep out! Danger due to cave-in! Oh, that's unfortunate. Guess I'm going to proceed. Ooh, there's a rumbling sound that kind of concerns me. Hello, I heard there was a cave-in. I could still feel a faint impression of the rope I had slid down as I pressed against the heavy metal door. It was probably for the best that I hadn't jumped. The ache in my leg was bad enough as it was. If I could have, though, I would have run straight out of those awful tunnels. Who would keep such a place? A murderer? A mass murderer? A serial killer, if you would? At least, I thought, I had found that old handgun. It seemed to work, and from the smell of it, it had been used already. I kept the gun in my pocket. It seemed a familiar weight there. So wait, if I hadn't brought the gun with me, was I likely to die at this point? There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet, and there was grass smeared within it. Well, I hope that... Okay, so the arrow points right. What? Wait, maybe I want to go up. I could hear a faint trickling sound like water. What was that? Wait, what's upstairs then? If right is the way I go, what is up here? Ooh, have I found more secrets? Disgusting! It was a mess of filthy garbage bags. There were rips and tears in most of the bags. What looked like an old videotape was sticking out. Did I take the tape? Yes, we did. I wasn't sure what I hoped to discover with the tape, but I took it anyway. Well, clearly, it's going to have things that people didn't want us to know, which is more the reason for us to take it. And I mean, the way I see it, either we did commit all these crimes, in which case we need to make sure all the evidence is destroyed, so we take the tape, or we didn't commit the crimes, and now we need blackmail on the people that did, so hopefully we can get away with our lives. So, you gotta think ahead. A kitchen knife covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I take the knife? Yes. Okay, I'm starting to think I might not be making good decisions. I mean, if we get out of here alive and the police find us with all these weapons, our DNA is going to be all over them. There is no way we're going to be able to convince them we didn't commit the crimes. Oh no. I slipped the knife in my boot, since I had the gun in my pocket. Did I really need all this? I mean, potentially not, but yes. We must finish exploring. What was that? Was that a cave-in? Oh no, have I made a big mistake? The door was locked. There was a musty smell coming from inside. Great enough, but what was the big loud noise? Oh, maybe it was nothing? It certainly didn't sound like a nothing. It definitely sounded like a something. Something that nearly killed me. Oh, at least this one's open. What have I just found? Oh, one. I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? But of course! How will we ever know what it's for if we never turn them? And this one has a 1 next to it. Clearly important. I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. Oh, that's fine. We'll just fiddle until it works. Ah, door 2. I need to go for the second valve. I don't know what they do, but I must turn them anyway. See? Valve 2. I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? Yes! Perfect! Oh, there's a 3 and 4. We must go for those now. Don't you just love fiddling? Turn the valves! Perfect, and here is 4. Wait, I've just thought. Did I turn? Yes, turn them. Do I need to have these in certain orders? Oh, there's probably some leaflet that tells you which way the yellow bit needs to be facing, right? I've not found that. Okay, I'm gonna have to go and look for something that's gonna tell me which way they need to be facing. Hello. I've been spinning things. Which way would you like them to be spun? Maybe it has to go the way the pipes are facing. Perhaps. So we're directing it, maybe? In which case this needs to be spun once more. Yes! I'm thinking that's what we do. Yes! Wait. Does some of the... Why was 3 reset? Why is 2 reset? Huh. I would really like to work... Oh! Oh, that's a good noise, apparently. I think. I would assume. Okay, not sure what they do. Never mind. Keep turning. Turn it again. Maybe one more time. Oh, okay. So was I just turning it until I heard the clunk? Whatever these valves did, this one wasn't pumping water anymore. Oh, okay. Well, apparently I managed to get some of them right without realizing. Is there any still working? Is one still pumping water? Are you off as well? Okay, perfect. I don't think any of them are pumping water anymore. Through the dust, I could see handprints from the previous use. Probably from whoever worked in these sewers. Okay, well, I think I turned all the water off, so am I good to go? Okay, the door is still locked. That's fine, I don't particularly need to go in there. I've done what I needed to do, I would assume. I've fiddled with the pipes! I'm going to assume that was a good thing that I needed to be doing. Turning those valves must have drained the water that was in this room. There was a ladder I could reach. Oh, well, I didn't even... Oh, maybe I should have checked this room first. That would have explained it why I needed to do things. Oh, no. Have I broke the games I didn't come in here first? Oh, no. Oh. Oh, never mind. There you go, it's fixed itself! See, my big brain got to the puzzle before I realised there was this puzzle. Looked like the water drain out of that grate in the wall. There was a small metal key left floating in the shallow pool of rancid water. Did I take it? Yes! Why am I having so many problems with clicking things right now? I pocketed the small key, but it was so odd-shaped, I had no idea when it might open. We'll figure that out later. Where to next? The door was locked. I could see a faint light within it. What about my key? Well, I presume it would have used it automatically if it worked. Oh, actually, maybe I needed the key for the door previously. The one that was already locked. The one with the valves, maybe. Oh, that's more blood. Oh, is that another body? I found another dead body. A sewer worker. By the wounds all over his face and body, I figured he'd been stabbed repeatedly. Oh no, with a knife I just put my fingerprints all over. There was a key ring sticking out of the man's pocket. Did I take it? Yes! I thought about the knife I had found with some disgust as I carefully picked the keys from his pocket. I was almost worried he was going to grab me. Oh, never mind that. I'm pretty sure he can't. I'm pretty sure he's dead and this is not a zombie game. Oh, am I being watched? There's a security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what happened. Maybe the VHS tape I found could be useful. So I've got to go find a console maybe? So can I now open all of the doors? There was a hint of fresh air here. I must have been near an exit. But I wondered, what did that key I found on the sewer worker do? And what was on the videotape I found? Oh, if we're going to wonder about that, maybe we can go open a previous door? I mean, there's a door that was closed a little bit up here, wasn't there? Maybe if we go back down. Oh, is one of these going to be the security door? I used the keyring to unlock the door. Delightful! The shelf was full of security tapes, was strictly organised, though covered in dust. Looked like the tape I found was the one that was missing from the shelf. Interesting. May I watch it? There was a dusty VCR on the security desk. I wondered what was on that VHS tape I found. Did I play the tape? Yes. Oh no. The video showed a man right there in the sewers being attacked. The tape looked fuzzy and stretched, like somebody had tampered with it. It looked like there could have been two men. Me and the dead guy perhaps? Oh no. Are they still around? Actually no, if I'm one of the killers, I don't need to worry about them being around. Wasn't there another door I could open? One further back. Am I really going to go all the way back to find this door? Yes. Yes, I am. I swear, if I can't open it, I'm going to be so upset. So upset. Why give me the option of a second door if I was never going to be allowed to open it? I tried a bunch of the keys on the keyring I had found on the sewer worker. One of them seemed to fit. Yes! Delightful! Now what have I discovered? Why does that sound radioactive? A collection of stale liquor bottles covered the floor. The wall was littered with dozens of old faded papers. Whoever did this was obsessed with some local murders. According to some of the clippings, bodies had been found in ravines, in the forest, and in one case, dumped in the back of an abandoned truck. I couldn't be sure, but I thought some of these same articles had also been pasted up back in those tunnels. A faded receipt was half trampled on the floor. It was from a local train station and was for 2 tickets. I didn't know what use it could be, but did I keep the receipt? Yes. I neatly folded the soiled receipt and slipped it into my front pocket. Wait, but what's the crinkling sound? Is there nothing else in here? Why does it sound like there's a Geiger counter or something? Yeah, because it's definitely in this room. Okay, well, I'm just going to accept the fact I don't know what that is. And I'm going to leave. I don't remember there being any other locked doors. So it's time to proceed once more. I've just got to find... What was that? Okay, one of the pipes burst. I don't think that had anything to do with me, did it? I didn't do it. I'm innocent. Well, potentially not innocent, but you know what I mean. Okay. We will find a way out of these sewers. Eventually, I presume. Have I read this? I think I have. No, I have not. The safety poster had definitely seen better days. How old was that facility? Had I not been in this room yet, then? Wait, why I had not looked... Why? I would have looked at that poster if it had been there. When I last walked by, wouldn't I? Yeah, no, I've definitely passed this already, so why would I not have looked at the poster? Was that thing definitely there? I'm so confused. Because, I mean, I look at everything that gets highlighted. Absolutely everything. Like, I looked at the dead body. I looked at the security camera. Why would I have not looked at that poster? Suspicious. Okay, let's proceed. Oh, that is very noisy. Wait, stop. Look up here. What is this? An exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through there, but it was so high up there must have been a sore landing. Wait, oh, that's interesting. Would I need that gun or that knife before the end? Both weighed me down and aggravated my leg as I climbed that old ladder. I don't think the gun and the knife are going to weigh enough to bother the leg. More than just our general weight, would it? The thought of that videotape still gave me chills. Who was it that didn't want to be seen? Was it the same person that hid all those clippings away in that locked room? Suddenly, the awful smell of the sewer gave way in a pine-scented blast of fresh air. I'm alive! I've escaped! I don't know if me escaping is technically a good thing. I don't know where I'm going. Oh, there's a door. What's the other way? I don't want to accidentally miss a room like I almost did earlier. I swear I just saw a pair of yellow... there are yellow eyes there. Is that going to be a car or something, do we think? Okay, so there's nothing we can go right. That might be a car in the distance. I wonder if we can get there. And I'm still wondering what happened to our wife, unless she's the one we saw buried in the wall. Oh, that was loud. Was there not a note on that? I thought there was. A yellow post-it. Oh, I saw a ladder. But okay, I don't think it's a car, so I'm pretty sure I just saw them there. Yeah. I'm not convinced that's a car anymore. I tried the little key I had fished out the murky puddle in the sewers. It fit, and I heaved open the rusty door. See? This is why you pick up everything. Everything is of use. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had becoming strangely chilly. Okay, so we can go through there when we need to, and that's the only place we can go, so we might as well go through. Oh, that is so scraky. So scraky. That is not a pleasant sound. I don't like that at all. Oh no. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on that map I had seen. Whoever was poking around in those tunnels, underneath that man's house, had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. Wait, so is there a part of an area I haven't explored? What's that? I'm gonna have to go through the squeaks again. Wait, so if I... God, I really don't like that sound. Oh, yes, well, okay, so we had missed this. This is the... Is this where I was? Oh, wait. The old train station was quiet as a tomb. The only sound was that of an increasing wind buffeting the decrepit structure. Okay, so I found the train station. Interesting. Okay, there's a door there. And there's many cracks on the walls. Many leaks. And there's a second door. I did have the receipt of a train ticket. Don't know if that's gonna help me anywhere. An old ticket booth that looked fairly ruined. Inside the ticket window were sheets of paper and... Wait! What were these? Train receipts? I thought the receipt I had picked up might match these. But of course not. This station had been closed for years. The ticket must have been for the newest station that opened up on the other side of town, after this one was abandoned. However, I noticed a series of fresher looking paper, covered in tiny notes, scribbles and diagrams. Okay, I mean, it looked like someone had been leafing through the old ledgers, looking for something. A name, perhaps? Wait, so what were the scribbles on the pieces of paper, though? Were they anything interesting? Where else is there for me to go? I'm still not convinced we're not going to turn out to be the killer. Mainly because I have made the character pick up every weapon he's found. So, if we're not the killer, I might have just got sentenced to prison regardless. An old map encased in glass hung on the wall. It was the train routes connected to the old station. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course, the map I found in those tunnels had similar locations marked, and the notes I found on the other man's bookshelf. His notes mentioned the water tower, and even this train yard. What was he doing coming back here? He was going to commit more deadenings, most likely. Oh, hello. I'm now outside once more. I found a hole in the fence, and I found an entire train. The old train was ripped open, and hanging from a shred of metal, as well as the broken fence, was a dark stained patch of cloth. It looked synthetic, like some kind of outerwear. Inside the train shell, I could see a few faint impacts, like wounds. Could they have been bullet marks? Was somebody shot there? The ground was well worn, though I couldn't really make anything out. I realised I was touching the gun I had found as I thought. Well, we have all of the murder weapons with our DNA on it now. I've essentially guaranteed we're going to get sentenced life imprisonment, right? If we ever make it out alive, that is. Okay, was there anyone? I think that's everything I wanted to explore in here. We can leave now. We can head through to the front of the forest again, right? I wonder if we're going to make it to the newer train station then to find out if that ticket means anything. Okay, there's nothing here. Oh, we've got the squeaks again. Prepare yourself! Okay. So, now we are going on our escape! Oh, hello. Don't you just like digging through the shrubbery? Oh, I understand! So we're going through gaps in the bush, right? Okay, so that's the first time we've gone through. So I'm trying to remember just where practically we are. Oh wait, maybe it didn't matter. Through the fence, I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wondered if I could find my way around. Most likely. I am very, very good at snooping. Hello. I'm gonna go through here now. I have no idea where I am. I'm very lost. Hi. Has someone else been crawling through the things with me? There were some personal effects shoved back into the rock. Wait, there was a notebook there too. Did I read it? But of course, we are very nosy. Inside the cheap dollar store notebook was page after one page of names and lists. None of it made much sense. The newest page contained several names: Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, and Rachel. See, I told you the list we found earlier was names. I even guessed Heather right. I'm a genius. Or just a serial killer. One of the two. Rachel, her name was last on the list and had a mark beside it in blue ink. The names Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose had also been crossed out, but these marks looked older and more faded. Have I found a murder list? Oh no, my wife is on the murder list. Speaking of my wife, has she done anything to upset me recently? Is there any reason I would add her name to a murder list? Oh. Hello. A few embers still burned within the fire pit. Who was camping here? Was it who? One of the two folding camping chairs was knocked over, and there was beer spilled everywhere. Where did the campers run off to in such a hurry? I believe it was us, and we went to the house, and then we murdered each other. There was a cheap two-person dome tent. Through the screen on the front, I could see 2 sleeping bags, backpacks, and a small cooler. So clearly, they abandoned the camp in a hurry. Very recently. Would it surprise you to know? Oh, I was going to say I was lost, but apparently I'm not. No! All I can read is no, don't and don't. Delightful! I managed to get to the decrepit building. The grimy sink had a small patch in it that looked almost clean. It's clearly been used recently. A musty wooden plank propped up the stall door. It didn't really seem useful. Did I bother to take it? But of course, it might become useful later. Have we not learnt this by now? I wasn't sure why, but I took the plank. Look, we don't question why. I need to take everything I find, but it must happen and you need to accept it. And then carry everything. Okay, so where did I need the plank then? Because clearly I'm going to need it somewhere. There's a lot of flies. Maybe through here? Wait, the sign was the same as the first one I had seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. I have done it! I am clearly a genius and I have managed to find my way through the bushes. Clearly it's because I planned it out well, right, and not just clicked randomly. I had finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. That's fine, I don't need to. I've already got all the items. Ah, squeaky. Through the dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. I must have been at the edge of the forest, though I wasn't sure where the path ahead of me led. I could almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean. And where were the campers who had abandoned their site? Would I meet them too? Though the path ahead of me was less dense, I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? Death. Death and murder. Most likely committed by us. Okay. Ew. Anybody here? I'm looking for my wife. She might potentially be dead. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I had worked as a mechanist. all those years. The plant had closed, almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe I was just the wind? Nope, I think we're being followed. Oh, plot twist, what, we're being followed by our wife? Because she wishes to get vengeance. Through the door, through the fence. Did I just get locked in? No, I didn't. It's fine. Okay, what's through here first? Oh, I think I found another murder. Not another victim. I took it from his uniform that he was a security guard there, just doing his job. His head had been severely beaten, and his face was covered with blood. Dun dun dun. Oh, what's this? Dug into the ground was a cracked old watch. It was mine. I bought it on a trip out west with Rachel. I barely went a day without wearing it. It didn't look like it worked anymore, and it was heavy. Did I take back my watch? Yes. Sentimentality requires us to do so. Also, we need to hide the evidence. Even though we no longer ran, I clasped the watch around my wrist. I mean, clearly we can't leave our watch here. I mean, what if someone accused us of killing the guy? Anyway, back into the factory we go. Okay. Can I explore the lockers? Apparently I can't. Oh, but this one maybe. One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around, like someone had been looking for something. Interesting. Okay, what's this door? The door was locked shut, and there was a little electronic box under the handle. A sign was pasted to the front that said, "Danger! Closed for repairs." Well, we're gonna need to find something to open this door so we can get inside. There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking out to other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs had collected in the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. Yet, I shall change this. Oh, curses, it's locked tight. It seems to be connected to the power box. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Okay, I need to go upstairs and find these power switches. We need power. We need life. Upstairs we go. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. Is there something interesting on the bulletin board? Is there something we remember? The board contained yellow clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. Wait, do we not get to know what it said to Norman? I need... Oh, switch! A power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Do you even need to ask me at this point? Oh, there's 3 places. Is that now on? The power panel still wasn't working. Did I try it again? Yes? Ah, there we go, see? When in doubt, fiddle some more. The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out and the face was unrecognizable. Oh no, was that my wife's photo? What is... I don't know what that blue thing means, so we're just gonna keep clicking things. A power panel. Looks like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yes! Ooh, power! Delightful. See, you don't need to figure it out, you just need to press things till they work. It was shut tight. There was a rusty looking card slotted into the side. Wait. Right here? Nope? Okay, we'll find it in a bit. We need to go get more power. We need all of the power. See? Don't they look so much nicer when they've lit up green? Are we gonna need to go upstairs once more? In a minute, I've gotta check more things out. Our old break table, the layer of dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. Wait, is that all you've got to say? Okay, well I'm up upstairs. Goodbye! Okay, what else have you got for me? Oh, I never did find a way to open these doors. There was one at the beginning that I never opened. The door has been hastily boarded up. Okay, can we find a way to open this door? I never did find a crowbar. Okay, I need more power or I need a tool. This was Norman's locker. The door was dented, like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked there. Okay, another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. Did I push the switch? Yes! That's the sound we like to hear. A utility shelf, crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? Yes! As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. Ah, clearly it was used to board up the door. Right? The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic card. Did I take the card? Look, at this point we are taking everything we can possibly take. I slipped the key card into my pocket. Good boy. Yes, you know not to refuse me. I will get very displeased if you did. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. And we flipped the switch twice. The power panel still wasn't working, so we flipped. Excuse me? Yes. Oh, okay, there we go, we got there in the end. I didn't know you could flip it 3 times. Another panel that I hoped could get the power back on. Again? There we are, perfect. I'm pretty sure that's all 5, to be honest. Yes, that sounds like a good sound. That sounds like a power sound. Now, but first, before we go all the way back down there, we need to go fiddle with the boarded up door. I don't like being refused entrance. There we are. I struck with the hammer. The old wooden boards came apart easily. After I'd removed the planks, I left the hammer on the floor. Foolish mistake. We should take it with us. Always could do with another weapon. This was my locker. There in the factory. It stank of booze. There was a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. Well, clearly the booze is ours, right? There was a mess of empty booze bottles. I wondered if that man in the house had something to do with this. He sure had a lot of alcohol at his place. Okay, my prediction. That place was ours. The booze is ours. We did take the picture home, but then, because we had that comment about how days were better in the factory, right? So we came back, we brought the picture back, and then we started drinking here, and now we've become a murderer. That is my prediction. But we need to go to the bottom now. There was a rude door that denied me entrance that I am not pleased with. I'm going to get through now, thank you very much. Say 05 on. The power box looked like it was running again. So now let me through. With the power box working again, the door was unlocked. Did I go through? Yes. I pushed the handle and stepped through the door. A rack of flashlights hung on the wall. One of them was missing. Was it the one I have? That's curious. The stale scent of the old factory gave way to the brisk odour of pine trees and dirt. I was back outside, though I wasn't sure if that was better or worse. The path beyond was dark, and my flashlight barely illuminated anything. I wondered if I had really been taken from the factory. If so, how did I get it? That poor guard. He was probably just doing his job. Maybe he knew what was going on in that boarded up room. If he did, he wouldn't be telling that tale to anybody. I hoped the path led back into town. I needed to find some help. Wait, wouldn't we know where the path leads? I mean, we used to work at the factory, right? So shouldn't we know how to get to town from here? I suppose it is very dark and hard to see. A pickup had smashed into the guardrail and stood silent. Was this the truck that those newspaper clippings mentioned? Was there really a body found here too? Quite possibly. Was that the body of my wife? Look, at this point, I am very solid on the plan that she's dead. Okay, I still want to know what's stalking me in the dark, because I keep seeing those yellow flashes in the distance. Hello? Oh, apparently I can't look in the dumpsters. Never mind. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. Oh no. But I don't have an umbrella. I had entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet, except for the faint sound of the television. Norman? Norman, buddy! Are you dead? The entrance to the front of the store was locked from the inside. Looked like I couldn't just pop it open. It needed a key. There was a bit of blood on the keyhole. Oh, I'm good. He's dead. I'm telling you now, we're gonna go find his body. Oh, there'd be the blood. Norman! The TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. Norman! Oh no! I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my co-worker and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been shot trying to get up. His eyes were still wide with shock. Norman, you deserved better than this. Did I close his eyes? Yes, out of respect we shall close his eyes, and mainly because we don't want him staring into our soul. I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace, if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. I quickly closed Norman's eyes. I mean, I'm surprised we're surprised, to be perfectly honest. I predicted he was going to be deaded. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups still there in the wood. Oh, so clearly he had a drink with someone and then died before he could clean it? The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Yes, of course we did. We must know everything. I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. Oh no, is our wife having an affair with Norman? Is that why we killed everyone? I swear eventually one of my conspiracies will turn out to be correct. I mean, it's just the probability of it, right? I mean, if you have 1,000 conspiracies, one of them's gonna end up adding up. Despite the shock of already finding Norman in that state, seeing this turned my stomach just as much. It was one of Rachel's old fur coats. I knew it! What was it doing there? Was she okay? They were sleeping together. He was, wait, did she divorce us or something? Oh, that's not a thing, that was just a picture frame. Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifles, shotguns, and even a few items I didn't think were legal here. One of the slots on the rack was empty, and the gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun would fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? I mean, yes, it might reveal something. I carefully pushed the piece back into place and felt a great burden lifted. Well, it's fine. I've still got the knife and that's all that matters. Did I not manage to find a key, though? Maybe I should go back and look at Norman's body again. Either I need a key to the storefront. I hope to how Rachel had nothing to do with that mess. I don't think she did. I think she was dating him, and we didn't like it. Okay, but where's the key to the storefront? I found a hairpin. Can't I just go pick the lock? I didn't think of the usefulness of a hairpin. I was thinking of the implications of the hairpin. Yeah, it's fine. I don't need any key. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. It's how the affair began. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. Maybe you should look through the travel magazines. See if they were planning to go anywhere. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. Wait, black and white photo? Of possible trees on top. Isn't that what we found in the bathroom? It looked to be in much better shape than... Wait, then the postcard, so we need to go to the water tower. Of all the postcards, that one seemed to be the most popular. There were only a few left. So it's the one we found earlier, right? The one with the treetops on top. Norman was dead. But I had no idea why. Because he was sleeping with our wife. That's why. Was he involved in all this somehow? Was he just another victim? That gun I had found only seemed to complicate matters. It was such a relief to finally be rid of it. Home wasn't far off now. Even though the rain was relentless, I had to keep going. Yes, that's fine. We'll get there soon. Is that the one I need to go into? Oh, TV. Oh, okay, so maybe we'll try them all. Can I go through this door? It was locked. This wasn't the right gate. So I'll just try all the gates till I find it then. That's fine. The gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. Is my gate going to be like smashed open or something? What is it? We're going to go look at all the gates. Let's see if it's really obvious which one is ours. No, it is not. Maybe it's just the farthest one. I had the wrong gate. This one was locked. Really? It was the one I skipped. Well played, game. Well played. Okay, have I nearly made it home? There are a lot of TVs here. The gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. Oh, what is this? The neighborhood's local postbox. A letter was sticking out, as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? Yes, of course we did. There was no return address, but the envelope was addressed to Norman. Carefully, I tore it open and looked at the letter inside. It read, "Stay away, she's mine." That was it. No signature, no other information. Clearly that was from us. I'm telling you now. Is there anything else I want to look at before I go in the gate? Oh, the blood! The blood! The horror! Oh, this was ours. I got there in the end. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. Yes, because deep inside you know you're about to come across your wife's body. All of the blood, all of the chaos. I held my breath as I approached my back door. I was terrified to step inside. No, I'm pretty sure it is in fact just at mine now. The dead don't own property. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. It's fine, I've got my own light bulb. I remembered having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday? or sometime before. So wait, am I off to the water tower then? Or is it... Oh, maybe I don't need to go to the actual water tower. Maybe it was just referencing the fact that the postcard was from that area. The door to the basement was locked. Where had I put that damned key? Well, you seem to be losing everything today, so... Who knows? The front door was locked from inside. I couldn't go out, though. I needed to see if Rachel was here. Okay, we need to go find her dead body. Where do we predict it is? I think in the basement. Ooh, 3 floors, I see. The door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. So I need many keys, apparently. Clearly Rachel was trying to hide from us, right? Hello? Anybody here? A television. I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward, but by then it was too late. So I'm gonna guess us losing our job was the catalyst that caused a lot of these problems. Rachel! You here, honey? I've yet to find much blood, so I'm optimistic you, didn't die brutally. The books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more closely, it looked like the man in that house had some of the same books as I did. I told you that was probably our house. There was a suitcase on the bed. It was Rachel's. I remembered it from that trip we took out west. Did I open the suitcase? Yes. Discover she was leaving us. I wasn't sure what to make of the suitcase's contents. Inside were a few days' worth of clothes, some toiletries, and a train ticket. I checked the date and time. It matched the receipt I found back in those horrible sewers. What was this? Rachel, who were you running away with? With Norman. It's eventually going to click for us, I'm sure. As soon as we find her body, most likely. We can't deny it forever. Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. Our sink, which needed to be replaced, one of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. Oh, this is a bit bloody. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed tubs. Oh, never mind, apparently it's not covered in blood as I thought it was. I'm really beginning to think she's in the basement. I have not found any of her. Hello? This seems familiar. My laptop had been left on and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Yes, I pocketed the key. Okay, do we think this is going to be for the basement or for a different door? I kind of want to go see the basement. That's what I'm predicting she is. I'm telling you now. Look in the basement, my good sir. I unlocked the basement door. Do we find her? There were old Christmas decorations in the box. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Did I take the key? I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. Interesting. There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. Wait, old clothes? Like the ones we found in the sewers? I had put up this divider wall last summer so we could create a separate room in the basement. I hadn't finished it yet, so the door was stuck, and the drywall was poorly installed. I might have been able to break through if I had found something heavy enough. Okay, well, I've yet to find something heavy enough, so I shall go explore some more. So where else can I open? I don't think I can leave, right? I need to find Rachel. The front door was locked. Okay, I couldn't go. I needed to see if Rachel was here. Clearly there's a locked room upstairs then, right? Which room was locked? Was it this one? The grimy key I had found in the basement unlocked the door. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? This seriously looks like the place we started the game in, didn't it? There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? Yes, we did. I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. Okay, back down to the basement we go. So I'm telling you, that the house at the start was our house, right? At least parts of it look similar. I'm beginning to question why we haven't found her body yet. I mean, clearly she's dead, right? Did I break through the wall with the crowbar? With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. I'm through! As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? I'm pretty sure she's dead. Come on, let's go find her. We have many cages down here and many clippings. This all looks creepily familiar. Oh look, there's the writing. The don't! A filthy looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful and made my eyes water. I was terrified to even touch the pile, to see what lay within. But I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? Wait, I could choose yes or no? Interesting. I'm choosing yes. Oh no. My hands trembled as I pulled back the layers of cloth. There, at the center, under all the dirt and mess, was my beloved, my Rachel. Her arms were bruised all over and slashed repeatedly. Her clothes were ripped and torn, and even through all the sickening blood, it was obvious she'd been stabbed to death. The knife I had carried all the way suddenly seemed like a poison. What had happened? Rachel, who did this to you? I thought about all I had seen and wondered if any of it could help me figure out who had done this. And when I couldn't stay there any longer, I stepped away on shaky legs and made my way back upstairs. Reluctantly, exhausted from my journey, I could no longer resist the urge to close my eyes. We killed her, right? And I'm back in the start. Yes, this way. Maybe I would use some of Rachel's travel books and find some place to go. Well, do you want us to go to the water tower? Wait, did we find our wife's body and then did we take a nap? This was the old photo of the other man and his wife, I assumed. I found it in that house. I recalled those faded remains I had found deep underneath his house. What had he done there? Well, what did I think? Was that man involved in this whole mess somehow? Yes, definitely. Those tunnels, the odd tools in his house, and the remains of his wife. He wasn't innocent, that's for sure. But neither were we. Within the few broken pieces that remained of the mirror, I could see my face had grown pale and weak. I couldn't bear to look at it. It was like I didn't actually expect a reflection. I felt empty and drained. Wait, so were we the old man that we sat... The reflection in that grimy glass was only a shadow, a whisper. I still loved the old-time charm of the claw-footed bathtub, though it seemed like cold comfort then. Because, clearly we killed the Wi-Fi, and we killed Norman. And clearly those two were sleeping together. It was the keycard I found at the bottom of that factory locker. I never did bother to use it. I completely forgot about it. Someone had been going through those lockers and poking around the plant. Still, I didn't quite add up. Was I the one who had been going to the factory? Yes, it looked that way, didn't it? That locker room. I had given up drinking, but... Wait, so are we deciding what's happened in the story? The laptop had finally run out of power. In my perspective, we definitely are the one that killed our wife and Norman. If we're not, it's just one massive coincidence that they were sleeping together. It was the letter I had taken from the postbox. Who had it out for Norman? Who sent him that letter? It must have been someone from the neighborhood, or at least someone who wanted it to look that way. I wasn't sure what to think. Did he murder Rachel? No, I don't think he did. No way. Norman had ended up dead himself. Whoever sent that threatening letter must have got to him. But who the hell was that? We clearly don't want to accept the truth. From now on, I'd have no one to get angry with me for stupid things like buying this TV. I'm really curious now what was behind the key-carded room. I had completely forgotten about it. My old office safe sat on the floor. I used a digital passcode lock. Did I try to open it? Yes. The safe used an 8-digit code. What was that damn code again? I have no idea. How am I supposed to know this? Oh my god, I am. I don't know if we've seen anything. I'm putting random digits in. There we go. No, that wasn't it. Damn, I couldn't remember. Okay, well, I don't have the code. I leafed through the notebook I had taken from the forest. In it were names that had been written down. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose and Rachel. I recalled the names I saw scratched out on that old desk, deep within those musty tunnels. Was the man in that house really up to something? I wonder where I was supposed to find the passcode for that. Maybe I just missed it somewhere. It seems like I'd seen all there was. Maybe. I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. Okay then, we can go. Maybe there wouldn't be anything for me to find, but I had to take a last look. Has anyone got a passcode for me? If I was guilty, I could take this to a warm, safe place and do something about it. Did I pick up the knife? Yes. I took the knife and kept it firmly in my hand. Now that I stood there, I realized I couldn't go back into that room again. I had already seen too much. Very well, I guess it's time for us to leave. I took the knife. There would be no more dinners here. No more chit-chat over breakfast. At least not for us. I must have locked the door. There was no reason to return to the backyard anyway. Very well. Where would you like me to go then? Okay, so I can't go anywhere else in the basement. That's fine. Can I just leave? I knew I needed to escape that nightmare. But what about the knife I still carried? I wondered, even if I left, would it really be over? So, did I leave that house forever? Yes! Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plant had helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me to get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear I had tried to give it up. I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away though. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was a final act of a long-standing horror I'd been living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. It was so obvious to me that the man I had found in that house had something to do with all of this. Could he have killed Rachel? It started to seem that there were too many things I had seen to think otherwise. After making it out of those tunnels, I thought those sewers might feel safer. I was wrong. The security tape I had watched showed someone being attacked by what looked like two people. But who was it that was attacked? Deep within those woods, though, was where things became truly awful. Finding that notebook was what made things worse. Rachel's name had been on that list, so what terrible plot was she part of? Was there a similar list of names on that desk back in those tunnels? What was the connection? It was clear, at least, that I had been the one going back to that factory. I must have been sleepwalking or something. But what the hell was I doing there? I had given up drinking, hadn't I? So what was going on in that boarded up room? Suddenly, my stomach started to turn. Was I responsible for that dead guard? After the factory, thought I might find some solace if I could just get to Norman's store. But all I had found were more horrors and more questions. Now that I really considered it, that's when I should have seen it coming. Damn. Norman, how did you get mixed up in all of this? I know you weren't a perfect man, none of us are, but you didn't deserve this. Maybe whoever had done you in was responsible for the other murders that happened in the town. At the very least, I was convinced you and Rachel were killed by the same person. I sincerely hoped you would find some peace, my friend. I knew I never would. When I had marched through the rain towards home, I desperately clung to the hope that this would end. And I guess, in a way, it did. But how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I had started to feel as disorientated as when I sleepwalked. To think of it now, I guess I should have known from the terrible silence that greeted me when I first stepped into our house and stood there in the kitchen. There was no sound of television, radio, even the air was still. But seeing Rachel there, lying ruined and discarded in the basement, that was a horror I could never have imagined. I didn't know if I'd ever find the answers I craved, but I knew that somehow that other man I had found was responsible for this. If not directly, he must have had a hand in Rachel's death. So what was I doing in that damned house of his? Had I found out? Had I killed him? My damned condition made it difficult to know. Memories and time frames were always a mess, and I never could be sure. Knowing that the man was dead, though, was cold comfort. My wife was gone, and no matter what happened to me now, I was lost forever. As I swung open the door and stepped out into the air, I caught the scent of wet grass and fog. Rachel, my beautiful wife. Just the thought of her again, cold and inert, shook me from head to toe. What would I do now? Who could I turn to? It would only be a matter of time before the police got involved, before the neighbours knew. The front lawn was soft and giving beneath my feet, and I couldn't shake the urge that I shouldn't stand there, but rather that I should run. Oh. Okay, so clearly, every decision I made impacted what we thought had happened throughout the events. And clearly my character has still not accepted the fact his wife was cheating with Norman, right? Maybe there's actually information in the safe or something. I know there's 2 other endings I can get, so I'm gonna go quickly jump over to those now and grab them. I might, if I remember, also try and work out where the key card goes into the factory room and see what's in that room. Let's go! Okay, so we're back to examine the second ending. We've already found our wife. No, we've already looked at all the evidence, we've already re-picked up our knife. And now there's only one thing left for us to do. We are going to go and rest one final time. We just need to find the bathroom. I'm pretty sure the bathroom's on the top floor, right? Ah yes, there it is. Our bathroom. I think we should stay here and reflect upon everything that's happened. The old claw-footed bathtub hadn't been cleaned nearly enough. Still, it would probably do. If I wanted to, I could use that knife to finally end this. The question was, did I think I deserved it? Did I? Was this my fault? Did I deserve to die? Well, I'm purely off the camp that we potentially are a serial killer. I mean, we at least killed our wife and Norman, if not all the other people. So yes, we deserve it. Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plant had helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear, I had tried to give it up. I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away though. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was the final act of a long-standing horror I'd been living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I had remained unconscious in that room forever. Even the man I had found in that old place was a mystery. Why he was dead, or who had done it to him, was not something I could even begin to understand. Or why, for that matter, I was in that damn room in the first place. After making it out of those tunnels, I thought those sewers might feel safer. I was wrong. The security tape I had watched showed someone being attacked by what looked like 2 people. But who was it that was attacked? What troubled me further were those 2 dead girls I had found on the other side of the river. They both seemed so young and innocent, but what had befallen them? Of all the other people I had found, those girls upset me the most. But going from the forest to the old plant was hardly a relief. The memories of that place. After the factory, I thought I might find some solace if I could just get to Norman's store. But all I had found were more horrors and more questions. Now that I really considered it, that's when I should have seen it coming. Norman, what were you and Rachel up to? It was obvious things were more complicated than I'd ever imagined. How long had you been going behind my back? More importantly, why, Norman? Whoever had killed Rachel had probably gone after you too. Maybe they knew about what you were up to. I would never know peace, Norman, but despite your transgressions, a part of me really did hope that you would. When I had marched through the rain towards home, I desperately clung to the hope that this would end. And I guess, in a way, it did. But how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I had started to feel as disorientated as when I sleepwalked. To think of it now. Our house used to feel so lively, so warm, but coming into that kitchen, I felt only a cold, empty tension. Every terrible thought I had had up to that point was suddenly a possibility, but nothing could have prepared me. My wife, dead, ruined, discarded. Rachel's death was a terrible mystery to me, one that would haunt me forever, unless I did something about it. For what solace can a man take in the death of his wife? What comfort can be offered? Rachel had been taken from me, and I might never know why. I put the knife down and drew a long, warm bath. Slipping into the tub, I was surprised with how calm I felt. I heard it was like going to sleep, if you did it right. So I held my arm under the water as I made the incisions, though the initial sting came as a shock. It was only a matter of minutes before I felt myself ebb and fade. After that, the room washed to a calming, comforting shade of grey. And we be deaded. Did he turn the tap off though? Because if he didn't, he's flooded his entire building, right? And that is ending 2. Okay, there's one more ending to get, which I'm not entirely sure how different it's going to be from this one, because from what I know, I'm pretty sure it's another death ending. But let's go! Okay, so while I remember to, we're going to go explore the room that needed the magnetic card. The key card I found seemed like it would pass through this reader. Did I use the key card? But of course! I slid the card through the old reader and turned the handle. Now what information did I miss on my run? Oh, what is this? There was some kind of ventilation hatch there. It looked like I could jump down to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it was, but I couldn't see another option. Did I jump? Wait a minute, we're gonna look and see if there's anything else. I was too chicken to jump down there. That broken ladder before, why do it now? There has to be another way. Wait, is there another way? I haven't seen anything. Do we just jump? No, why don't we just jump? What's the worst that could happen? Yes. Oh man, my leg hurts like hell. But where am I? There was a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily, and it was hard to make out. Did I try to read the letter? Yes. Most of the letter was violently scratched out with what looked to be a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was, need to. Just don't. Drinking. Need. Norman. Who was Norman writing to? Was Norman writing to my wife? I stepped out of the factory, glad to be rid of its smell, of its memories. I couldn't stop thinking about that room with the bottles in it. Was that guard I found outside really drinking up there? What about Norman? And who had rooted through all those lockers? I couldn't tell where I was as I looked around, but I figured I needed to get to the road, get my bearings. Maybe Norman could help. His store wasn't that far from the turnoff to the factory, if I remembered correctly. Interesting. Okay, now I'll jump us to the ending. Okay, now we're back. Our final ending. I've seen everything there is. I've even seen the room in the factory. I know the truth. Norma was definitely sleeping with my wife, was he not? Oh, well. I sat down at the table and stared at the gun in my hand. It didn't seem so heavy this time. If I wanted to, I could use the gun to finally end this. The question was, did I think I deserved it? Did I? Was this my fault? Did I deserve to die? Quite possibly. Living in this town hadn't been easy. The plant helped in some way to stay grounded. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me to get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. I had MRIs and piles of doctor's reports, but nothing seemed to help, not even drinking. But I swear I had tried to give it up. I know it. The sleepwalking never really went away though. But I know Rachel had tried. I know she had tried to be there for me, even when everything was falling apart. This night had unearthed terrible truths, but I knew it was final act of a long-standing horror I'd been living. Waking up in that house tonight was the final cruelty. I wish I'd remained unconscious in that room forever. Even the man I had found in the old place was a mystery. Why he was dead, or who had done it to him, was not something I could even begin to understand. Or why, for that matter, I was in that damn room in the first place. After making it out of those tunnels, I thought those sewers might make me feel safer. I was wrong. The security tape I had watched showed someone being attacked by what looked like two people. But who was it in that attack? The tangled mess of that horrible forest was an experience I'd never want to repeat. Whatever had happened, I knew at least that Norman wasn't the one who kept going back to that factory. I hoped it meant that he had nothing to do with that guard's violent end. But who had been rooting through those lockers, or drinking in that boarded-up room? After the factory, I thought I might get some solace if I could just get to Norman's store. But all I had found were more horrors and more questions. Now that I really consider it, that's when I should have seen it coming. Norman, what were you and Rachel up to? It was obvious things were more complicated than I'd ever imagined. How long had you been going behind my back? More importantly, why, Norman? Whoever had killed Rachel had probably gone after you too. Maybe they knew about what you were up to. I would never know peace, Norman. But despite your transgressions, a part of me really did hope that you would. When I had marched through the rain toward home, I desperately clung to the hope that this would end. And I guess in a way it did. But how could I have known how hopeless it all was? I had started to feel as disorientated as when I sleepwalked. To think of it now, our house used to feel so lively, so warm, but coming into the kitchen, I felt only a cold, empty tension. Every terrible thought I had up to that point was suddenly a possibility, but nothing could have prepared me. My wife, dead, ruined, discarded. Rachel's death was a terrible mystery to me, one that would haunt me forever, unless I did something about it. For what solace could a man take in the death of his wife? What comfort could be offered? Rachel had been taken from me, and I might never know why. I checked the gun again. It still had a few bullets left. I felt surprisingly calm as I sat there with it. I could feel its weight. And perhaps it was that sense, that presence that allowed me to understand what had to be done. Rachel was dead, and there was nothing I could do about it. Let me guess. There it is! I'd be dead. Okay, so the two dead endings are essentially the same then, right? It's just the method changes. Actually, I'm starting to think when us, we actually are the serial killer, and all these sleepwalking episodes. Maybe that's when he goes on and kills everyone. Okay, case solved. We killed literally everyone, including ourselves. Well, I hope you enjoyed that playthrough of Home. I've got to say, I wish there was a bit more variations between the two death endings. But then again, I did essentially commit all the same actions to get me to those points, so it makes sense, I suppose. And I have proven now we are, in fact, the serial killer of every person on that list. As always, if you want to check out the game, I'll leave the link in the description below. If you've enjoyed your time here, then please remember to like this video and subscribe to this channel. But other than that, I hope you have a spooky day, and I'll catch you next time, guys.